Welcome back to the Dark Truth Diaries. If this is your first time here, my name is, your narrator name, and I tell the stories people don't talk about out loud. The ones whispered behind closed doors. The ones that begin with love and end with survival. Tonight's story is personal not because it happened to me, but because I was there when the truth finally collapsed. This is a story about betrayal that didn't arrive with screaming matches or broken plates. It arrived quietly, with paperwork, with smiles, with a man who believed power meant control. He thought he could take everything from her. Her money, her voice, her dignity, her future. But he underestimated one thing. Her. This is the story of he tried to take everything, but she took back her power. Her name was Elena Cross. I met Elena years after the storm, but even then, you could see it in her eyes. Not fear, but awareness. She was intelligent, quiet, observant. The kind of woman people often overlook because she didn't demand attention. And that's exactly why no one saw what was happening to her. Elena met Marcus when she was 27. He was charming, ambitious, and spoke with confidence that filled every room he entered. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't hit. He didn't threaten. He managed. He chose the restaurants, handled the finances, advised her career moves, corrected her memories. At first, she thought it was love. Later, she realized it was ownership. Marcus didn't steal everything at once. That would have raised suspicion. Instead, he did it in pieces. First, he encouraged Elena to quit her job. Just temporarily, he said. I make enough for both of us. Then he added his name to her accounts. Just in case something happens to you. Then he convinced her to sign documents she didn't fully understand. Every time she hesitated, he smiled. Don't you trust me? She did. And that trust cost her almost everything. By the time Elena realized what was happening, her savings were gone. Her credit destroyed. Her name tied to debt she never created. And the worst part, Marcus had convinced everyone, including her family, that she was unstable. The shift happened quietly. Marcus stopped pretending. He began reminding her daily that she had nothing without him. He tracked her movements, read her messages, controlled when she slept, controlled when she ate. Not with fists, with fear. He told her, "You're lucky I stay." And one night, after an argument that ended with silence instead of shouting, Elena overheard something that changed everything. Marcus was on the phone, laughing, telling someone he was waiting for the right moment to leave her. After he finalized the paperwork. After he transferred the last asset. After she was legally ruined. That night, Elena didn't cry. She listened. And she decided something that would redefine her life. She would survive. And she would fight back, quietly. What Marcus didn't understand was this. Elena was not weak. She was patient. While he believed he had broken her, she was watching, learning, documenting. She began keeping a secret journal, dates, times, conversations. She recorded phone calls where legal, saved emails, screenshot transactions. She reconnected with an old friend, someone Marcus had pushed away years earlier. Through that friend, she found a lawyer who specialized in coercive control cases. The lawyer said something Elena never forgot. He didn't just take your money. He took your autonomy. And that's a crime. That was the first time Elena felt power return to her body. For nearly a year, Elena played the role Marcus expected. Quiet, grateful, dependent. She cooked, smiled, agreed. And while he relaxed, she rebuilt herself in the shadows. She took online courses, learned financial law, documented every illegal move he made. She opened a secret account with $50 she saved from grocery money. That account would later become her lifeline. Marcus grew careless, arrogant. He began talking openly about his plans to start fresh without her. What he didn't know was that every word was evidence. The confrontation didn't happen at home. It happened in court. Marcus arrived confident, smiling, relaxed. believing this was just another step in his plan. Elena walked in beside her attorney. Calm. Prepared. Unafraid. Over the next several hours, the illusion collapsed. Evidence of financial abuse. Proof of coercive control. Audio recordings. Emails. Witness testimony. Marcus tried to interrupt. Tried to charm. Tried to dominate the room. For the first time, it didn't work. The judge listened. And when the ruling came down, Marcus lost control of everything he thought he owned. Assets frozen. Properties reversed. Accounts restored. And most importantly, a protection order. He could no longer speak to her. The man who tried to erase her was legally silenced. Marcus spiraled. He lost business partnerships. Friends distanced themselves. His reputation cracked. People began asking questions. Elena moved into a small apartment with sunlight pouring through the windows. For the first time in years, she slept without fear. She rebuilt her credit. Restarted her career. Learned to breathe again. When I asked her how it felt to win, she said something I'll never forget. I didn't win. I reclaimed myself. This story isn't rare. It's just quiet. Control doesn't always leave bruises. Abuse doesn't always scream. Sometimes it signs documents. Sometimes it smiles. Sometimes it convinces the world you're the problem. But Elena's story proves something powerful. You can lose everything and still take back your power. And that's the story of the woman who refused to disappear. If this story resonated with you, or reminded you of someone you know, share it. Because silence is how control survives. If you believe Elena did the right thing, let me know in the comments. And if you've ever had to rebuild yourself from nothing, you're not alone. Subscribe to the Dark Truth Diaries for more stories of betrayal, revenge, and survival. Until next time, stay aware, stay strong, and remember, power taken can always be reclaimed.